Welcome back. No Dice Podcast. Casey's a droid is the guest.
Yeah.
I'm going to start it off with a little hot take is I'd rather have Tua Tagovailoa as my quarterback rather than Joe Burrow.
That's a lot of disrespect shown my way. Smurs knows I'm a big Joe Burrow guy. I don't know what anybody could see in Tua besides that he's probably not going to be bad. But I mean, when you're as talented as the Dolphins are, and they're going to get more talented with these picks coming up, do you take a chance on a guy like Zach Wilson? He's got the looks. I mean, I'm a cowherd guy. He's got the QB face. He's got the face. He's got the arm sleeved out. He's
headband.
Very, very athletic.
And headband, yeah.
Yep.
Headband. The Jordan headband underneath the helmet is such a nice touch. He's everything Justin Herbert wants to be from a hair standpoint too.
All right.
I don't know. I'm not even disrespecting Tua, Brandy, but I really don't think that that he's the answer.
You don't think it's too early to be deciding that?
Is he 6 feet tall?
That's my whole issue.
Is he 6
I'm
feet?
I'm not giving up my rookie quarterback because he had a rough stat season.
You can just call it a bad season. That's what it's a bad season. Bad stats mean I had a bad season. It's okay to say that. Sometimes you just got to say it.
I bet if it was Tom Brady with the same record, they'd be like, wow, look at Tom's leadership. What a great Tom had because his team made the playoffs.
Is Tua have his own health brand?
No, he hasn't worked up to that yet because
is he 6'3"?
Giving up on him.
Is he married to a model?
He's Hawaiian. He'll get a model.
Okay, I'm just. There's a lot of things out here. Is the reasons we don't make fun of Tom Brady? It doesn't have to do with the Super Bowls. It's all the other things. The main thing is being above 6 feet tall.
Does he kiss his kids?
Yeah, that's also really hot. I mean, that's also really cool.
Yeah.
I get it.
That's supportive. That's just being a loving father. You get out of the car.
He doesn't have any kids.
Well,
not kissing random kids. I hope.
Is he not mature enough to have kids?
You have to ask yourself: is he not affectionate? Tom Brady's a very affectionate father. Is that a bad thing? Yeah. I think no.
Yeah. Did I kiss my lips? Kiss my dad in the lips, like when I got out of the Jeep on the way to school to TC? Yeah. I mean, that's because I love my father.
Yeah. But Brannigan has his own thoughts about what makes a good quarterback. Some people think that it's
wins.
Being
wins is what I'm saying. He is winning games. That's all. He's not winning games by himself.
Did they make the playoffs?
No. What?
Okay. So I'm just
10-6. So how do you not make the playoffs? 10-6.
I'm caught up on all of these things. He's not 6 feet tall. He doesn't have his own health brand. Doesn't have a great beard, and he didn't make the playoffs. And he had a bad stat season. So in that list, you tell me why he's the no doubt future of the Dolphins. I'm not seeing it, and I have to think every other non-Dolphin fan doesn't see it either.
You're telling me, Brandy, right now, if you had the chance to trot out Justin Fields in a Dolphins uni next year,
you would Teal would look good.
I'm good on that.
Really?
Yeah, because Ohio State quarterbacks definitely always pan out.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah,
I mean,
you couldn't name me one in the last 20 years out of Ohio State.
I believe Terrell Pryor's a pretty good wide receiver in the NFL. So
exactly. Thank you for bringing him up.
If you're going by that standard, Bama also does not produce any good quarterbacks.
That's fair. That is fair. But how many have they produced compared to Ohio State? Him and Tua and McCarron?
AJ McCarron's cashing checks. Okay.
Yeah.
He wants
Is he still dating that girl?
That's a very, very beautiful girlfriend.
Yep.
Yeah, it's his wife now, I think.
Is he 6 feet?
He's
probably with a girl like that. He's probably 6 feet tall.
Yeah.
You
would think because Tua is so short and athletic that he'd be a little bit, quicker or faster.
Yep. Doesn't play with cement on his feet.
No, it's probably because he's a stupid lefty and can't figure out how to throw with his right hand like a normal kid.
Yep.
Growing up. So.
All right.
But anyway,
Brand, tell me about the Dolphins.
Yep.
Are you?
Well,
how hurt
I think it's no. I am actually very hurt we didn't make the playoffs because I think at 10 we had 5 teams at 10-5 going into the last week.
Yeah, I mean the Browns made it and you guys didn't. Does that sting?
Yeah,
if the Packers didn't make it, I would be, and the Browns made it. The Browns make the playoffs for the first time in 20 years, and you guys cannot muster the strength to get into the playoffs with an expanded playoff after having a solid-ish season and your star quarterback, and you have a Harvard graduate under center for half the games, it would tug at me a little bit. Yes, yeah. What do you think, though? I don't want to put words in your mouth, but, I would be
It does
upset.
bother me that, of course, of all the years the Dolphins get pretty decent, that everybody else is just one game better. But we had a great defense this year, and I think that really put us over the top in most of our games because the offense could not really get anything going. But I think
Why do you think that is?
Because we have no talent on offense. As much as you can blame Tua, he really hasn't had much to throw to. We have a few drops each game, and they're pretty big drops.
Yeah, if you asked me to think of which receivers the Dolphins have, I could name Devontae Parker, and I could not
exactly.
name
And he's been hurt. He's been hurt the last 2-3 weeks before last week.
Yeah.
And notice when we were going to Devontae Parker, I don't know if you watched, but when we were going to Devontae Parker, we were sustaining some pretty good drives. But then we hit the red zone, and our big 6'4" or 5 receiver in the red zone. We need some crossing guys. And
oddly enough, I did not spend my time watching the Dolphins lose. I was busy watching the Packers on a road to,
well, dude,
road to
you
the
know
Super
what?
Bowl.
And all the team, the Dolphins had to win, and they were in, but we had to play the Bills.
The only hard team.
The Titans got to play. I don't even know who the Titans played. But the Colts played the Jags. The Browns got to play the Steelers scout team. The Ravens got to play the Bengals. Like all these guys got the bottom of their division team. Like that would be like if we got the Jets to go make the playoffs, but we got the Bills.
Yeah.
Did you think
And
about just winning a game?
They're miles ahead of
earlier?
us.
Did you think about just winning a game earlier in the season? That's like that. You're like the guy. You sound like the guy that's
we
like
won 10 of
I
them.
miss free
We won
throws.
10 of them. We won 10 of them.
Enough.
He did. I mean, 10
Sorry,
and
we didn't
6
win 11.
almost every year gets you in. I would say
Almost.
10 and 6 almost every year gets you in.
Almost.
Not this year. Just it's tough. It's tough. The Titans played the Texans.
And let me ask you something. Do you think when Josh Allen was struggling his first 2 years, that the Bills just gave up on him? They
didn't give
Is he
up on
6
him
feet?
because he has the best arm in the NFL and is super athletic.
Oh, so you throw hard? That's like yeah. This is our best pitcher throws 100. Well, actually,
They never cut those guys. They always keep those guys around. They're always like, holy shit, this guy throws
For one
100
inning.
miles an hour. We're gonna keep this guy. They always do that.
Okay, well,
When they see a guy, when they see Zach Davies having
and they limit
5
his
ERA,
pitches.
they get him out of here. They ship him out.
They make them all closers. They're not
The
your
good ones.
starter that can take you through the whole season, which I mean, Josh Allen is now that they let him develop and they got him Stephon Diggs. I would love that for Tua, but no, sorry, we got Ryan Hollins was our number 1 receiver.
Well, who do you want the Dolphins to draft?
That's our third string tight end, by the way.
Yeah. Do you want him to get
Yeah, I
Smith,
would love.
or do you want to get a lineman?
Okay. Now that we have the 3rd pick, there's no way you pass up Penei Sewell. I don't think there's any way. And you can never have too good of an O-line. You know what I mean? You can always
What if
improve
the-
on the O-line, especially
What
with
if
a
the Jets
rookie
take
quarterback
him?
who isn't Lamar Jackson mobile. The Jets? They have the first. They have the what? Second pick?
They have the 2nd pick. They might not take a QB.
I don't know.
So in the second
Yeah, I
round,
don't-
if
he
Kyle
might.
Trask falls to the second round, would you want to take him?
Ooh.
Well, my biased answer would obviously be yes. I would love a Trask.
Would you start him over to a strictly over height? Would you say you are taller than him, you get the nod?
Yeah.
I would. I think that's a
if
fair thing to do.
If he has a better camp,
I'm short.
I would definitely be all for a quarterback battle. In camp, which Tua did not get this year,
Well,
by the way.
Tua already
Bad.
lost one, didn't he?
No, he didn't. He actually was given the job, and he did pretty good, wins wise. I'm not saying I'm fine with him never being an MVP. I don't need an MVP quarterback. I need a Super Bowl quarterback.
But that's the
And
thing.
I
Like, do
think
you
it's
want to be?
early to
Do you
tell.
want to be complacent like that though? I mean, you have Brian Flores, who is
But you also
by all
think
accounts a great
about
coach. Yeah.
you
Who's
also
the
think about the last quarterbacks from the Super Bowl. They
Who's
all
not
win
an MVP
MVPs.
quarterback that wins take out the Eagles?
Yeah.
Who is the last quarterback to win a Super Bowl that's not an MVP player, an MVP guy?
Joe Flacco.
take out. How long ago was that?
Well, look at Joe Flacco. He was a mediocre quarterback, and he had a superstar defense. I'm fine with it.
Flacco's another weird case because he's also one of those guys that has like immense physical.
We are the Miami Dolphins. We are the weird case.
Well, you had Dan Marino. I mean,
we're not a dynasty.
Went undefeated.
We are not anymore.
I would just stop being bad.
Yeah, I mean the
Packers do that. We had a bad year, and we said, "Guess what? We're going to stop it."
Yeah.
At least until the second round, right?
Yeah, I mean, come on, we're not a big win the big game kind of a team, but we'll get there.
I'm gonna be heartbroken. I'm bought in. I'm 100% bought into the Packers Super Bowl run, and that's how I know.
Me too. They're my pick.
They're gonna lose their first game to the Buccaneers.
I'm here for it.
Oh, not if we match up with the Buccaneers, it is scary. It's honestly scary.
I would love to see
considering they get the Redskins.
Buccaneers. If we play the Buccaneers in the NFC Championship, that would be.
Team.
If we play the Buccaneers in the championship, that would be great. Because that's going to be a big pass the torch kind of moment. Aaron Rodgers is now the old guy in the NFL, and he's just there to win games. That will be incredible. That will be the moment where Aaron Rodgers says, I am better than Tom Brady, and people will respect him for it. He's going to say, I drink scotch. I don't drink whatever your kale yogurt is.
No.
I'm a real man, and I'm going to win the Super Bowl.
Speaking of the Packers, this has been a hot take amongst a couple group chats. I got a lot of people telling me A.J. Dillon was a good pick because he ran for 100 yards one time. I'm not going to buy it. I'm not going to let Jack Murphy tell me he was a good pick. I'm not going to let him.
I don't think he was a good pick as early as we got him. If we would have got him in like the 6th or whatever, like the latest round you could pick him in, yeah, then it would be a good pick because he's a power back and he's hard to tackle when it's cold. But half the season's played when it's not cold. You know, like
it's not even that I think he's
let Aaron Jones walk. Are you okay with having A.J. Dillon?
No.
He's not as good. He's not as versatile.
I don't think you should let Aaron Jones walk in general. I think you should let Jamal Williams walk.
Yeah, okay. All right. I agree with not letting Aaron Jones walk, but do you let him walk if he wants $18 million a year? I think you start to think, yeah, maybe.
Yeah, I don't think we'll pay him. I think we'll probably end up with A.J. Dillon. I get what he ends up developing into, who knows? But at the same point, I mean, he is big, he's strong, but
you're telling me you can't sign somebody off like a practice squad or draft somebody in the 6th round to do what he does, to play in one game behind a good offensive line? Like Aaron Jones is
for one game or this year. He's a young young running back on a rookie deal. I think in
I get that.
Or two, it'll pan out.
Aaron Jones is clearly like a playmaker. He catches balls. He runs out of the backfield. He does a bunch of different stuff. He's been a top player in fantasy. Like, he's obviously very valuable. And you're going to bring in A.J. Dillon, who doesn't do any of those things, and be like, all right, this is a fine swap. That'd be like drafting a classic Packers move, which would be to draft a wide receiver in like the 5th or 6th round this year and being like, I don't think we need to pay Devontae Adams because we have this guy waiting and Aaron Rodgers is really good.
Yeah.
That's what happens.
I agree with you. If you did it like man for man, that AJ Dillon would be a downgrade as far as like what he does on the field to Aaron Jones. But if you could get another receiving weapon to take those targets, I don't think it matters if you don't throw to your running back.
But here's the thing, though, is like what makes Aaron Jones so dangerous. What are you saying, Brian?
I was just saying, let him be a pure rusher, and you don't need to throw to him, even though. I mean, I'm agreeing with Kyle that Aaron Jones is definitely the more.
I mean, all the top backs in the league you can throw to, but whatever.
That's true. It is. The league is moving to that.
How many receptions does Derrick Henry have? He can't have that many.
Not with 2,000 rushing yards. Probably not many.
No. But I mean, he's an outlier. I mean, he's 6'3", whatever he is.
He's also a linebacker.
Yeah.
Hey, fun fact. I think he was interested in Florida, and we recruited him. We said, "You're going to play linebacker," and he said, I'm going to go to Alabama and win the Heisman at running back." That's the life of being a Florida fan. I love that.
He had 19 catches this year.
Yeah. So I mean,
that's nothing.
I think
maybe one or two a game.
Yeah, basically. I think Aaron Jones most dynamic aspect of his game is like he legit can line up as wide receiver, run a good route, and someone has to cover him. Like you can't put AJ Dillon out there and be like guys will be like, this guy can't fucking run a route. Put a linebacker on. You put a linebacker on Aaron Jones, he's gonna burn him deep or something. So
Yeah, like I'm not saying AJ Dillon is terrible, but like to burn a second round pick when we clearly already have 2 running backs in a like the NFL has changed from it's no longer just being solid all the time and hopefully we win. Like teams that win Super Bowls do what all sports now go to the extremes. Like you sell out and you tank. Like nobody used to tank in the NFL. Teams would still win 4 games. It's like you're the worst team in the league. Like teams win 1 game now. Like the Chiefs, I'm going to have a quarterback that is really good, and I'm going to get him a ton of assets. I'm going to get him a ton of targets to throw to. I'm going to get him a good offensive line, and we're going to really sell out for about 3 years and try to win. The Buccaneers are doing that with Brady. Denver did that with Peyton Manning. Like the only team that has done that has been the Patriots, and we don't have Bill Belichick. Like we don't have the greatest coach of all time. That's just not going to work. That's not how modern football is played anymore.
what is
Can
he though?
I ask you guys something? Can we give the Dolphins a second to sell out? It's still early in our run.
That's
So let
true,
us sell
that's true.
out. We need to get our weapons together. Like you said, Kyle, get him a weapon. Get him some weapons. We
You
don't
got to
have
go.
those yet.
Well, to win a Super Bowl, I mean, to make the playoffs, you'd think. But
I don't think you go line in the draft, Brandy. I think you go wide receiver big time. And if Tua is not the guy, you'll find out real quick. If you draft weapons for him and he can't
it's way
get the job done.
That's true. But if he's getting knocked down in 2 seconds, you can't really get the ball to the weapons.
Yeah, but it's a different league, You can't give these guys – nobody gets 3 years unless it's just like a weird scenario.
I agree.
At least not when your defense is that competitive.
I think
it's a tough situation.
He should at least get a camp before we make judgments. He hasn't gotten his training camp.
That's way less fun. No, make a choice right now.
I'm sure he'll be the starter next year.
Oh yeah, it's already been announced.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on to the college playoff final. So you got Alabama, you got Ohio State. It's pretty obvious who's going to win.
Ohio State.
Why?
Dude, they put up an insane show against Clemson with all their guys. Clemson's defense must be so good. Like Clemson blew out Notre Dame.
Are you picking Ohio State to be an asshole, or are you picking Ohio State because you're going to pick Ohio State? Like, would you put money on this? They're probably going to be a double-digit underdog.
I think they were 13.5, and I think I'm taking Ohio State plus 13.5.
Right now, I think it's 8.
8?
It's closing. Yep.
That's about right.
You know what? Hey, I also picked Ohio State to win, even though I didn't think Bama could lose a game all year. This is my reasoning.
Not to cover the spread, to win.
Yes. This is why. Alabama has already shown that their defense will crumble against a very good offense, and I think Ohio State has a very good offense. Reason 2, which is actually my reason 1, is Steve Sarkisian has already accepted the Texas job. He's their offensive coordinator. Do you remember the last time that the Alabama's offensive coordinator has accepted a new job before the national championship? If you don't, I'll tell you, it was Lane Kiffin, and they lost that championship.
Who'd they lose to?
They lost
Clemson.
I would imagine Clemson, yeah.
Is that Deshaun Watson?
Which Ohio State just beat. So I could see it. I think the momentum's shifting, which is also why I think the spread is closing.
Did Alabama that year that they lost with Lane Kiffin, did they have 3 out of the 5 Heisman finalists?
I would imagine, because I'm pretty sure.
I would say actually probably not, because that's like the second time in history it's happened.
I will say Ohio State destroyed the number 1 overall pick.
Yeah, but didn't he throw for 4 TDs? He had a good game still, didn't he?
Yeah, I mean, Justin Fields threw
for Olave is nasty.
They gave up like 50 points. You're not going to win a game giving up 50 points. That's okay.
I mean, if you're looking at it from traditional teams that Alabama struggles with, I think Ohio State fits the bill. But in my opinion, I think Alabama's going to take it home because honestly, I don't know if Ohio State's going to have that same motivation that they had against the Clemson game. If they've been focusing all their energy on, we lost last year, where I don't know if they're going to come as prepared. And can you bet against Bama? I don't think so. You don't win money betting against Bama.
I agree. I definitely could see Bama winning. I like the hot
Oh,
take.
really? You can see Alabama winning.
Okay, well, all right.
I like Fields.
I could imagine it.
So
I will say this: you don't
Fine.
lose money.
I could see
betting
Ohio
Bama.
State winning because of what I said.
Yeah. I think Ohio State doesn't win but covers. I think it's a close game.
Okay. So you got Smurs Ohio State, Brannigan's Ohio State, Casey's Alabama. I'm obviously going to pick Alabama because I'm a rational adult who picks talent. Alabama has an incredible amount. I think it's going to be a double-digit game. Like this is the talent that is on Alabama is more talent that was on the LSU team last year, and that team was insane. This Alabama team is going to be incredible.
I don't think Mac Jones is Joe Burrow. But
no,
that's tough to say because Jamar Chase is right up there with Devontae Smith, at least in prospect.
Did he win the Heisman?
He didn't play this year.
Okay,
sat out for COVID or draft or whatever. He's projected up there with Devontae Smith in terms of draft, and I mean Najee and Clyde Edwards-Helaire. I think we'll have to see, but probably a push.
This team is better than This team, Ohio State almost lost to Indiana. We're going to ignore that?
But then they slaughtered Clemson, so it's tough.
We're ignoring this part.
Didn't they struggle against Northwestern too? I thought I remember that too.
Yeah, when they had all 4 wide receivers out. They had their slot receiver playing as their number 1 receiver.
Against Northwestern.
Good defense, I heard.
Who beat Auburn? Who beat an SEC team?
Oh my God, Auburn is so ass this year. Don't even bring them up.
The SEC is so gassed up, but really they're just Alabama. And
you guys love seasons like this when the SEC is down, because then here comes
seasons like this. This is just called seasons.
They come flying. No,
I mean every now and again you get an LSU team, somebody else that can spring up from there and compete. But at the same time, it's mostly just Alabama beating everybody's ass. And it has been for a long time.
Do other SEC teams just make like a piggy bank? So they're like, let's suck for 3 years and then just spend all of our money on recruits, and then you get an LSU team? Yeah. Or are you like Alabama and you just kind of spread it out over the years, and like it's like a monthly paycheck instead of like getting 2 paychecks throughout the year?
In the SEC, everybody knows that Bama is what you have to get through at the end, and the fans are insane because it's like if you don't become Alabama in the first 3 years, you get a coach. Sorry, you're out. Next guy up.
I couldn't imagine that being a problem.
The expectations are insane because if you're not Bama, what are we doing? This doesn't matter. You know what I mean?
Yep, I would agree.
It could be week 4 and you lost maybe a game, and Alabama hasn't. You're like, well, we're clearly not on their level, so this is a wash.
I'll tell you what, that's the way it should be played, though. Like, you don't want to be Wisconsin and just accept being above average. That's the worst thing in the world.
No, I don't like being above. Yeah, I don't. Well,
should we be really good?
That's
no, we could be really bad.
But, yeah, I don't like being just good enough. But I also have to be realistic with myself and say, well, is my team a blue blood program in college football?
Yes.
Close.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think close, but we're not like compete for natties every year.
I mean,
we'll compete for New York Six bowls.
That's a little recency bias, though, too. I mean, nobody by that terminology, then nobody besides Clemson, Bama, and Ohio State's a blue blood program, and I think Florida is.
Notre Dame then wouldn't be.
Yeah. I don't think Florida has any excuse, man. You got so many recruits in state that.
Yeah. Well, we also have 3 major D1 schools competing.
Florida State's terrible.
Well.
I know, but not recently. I mean, okay, that's not what I meant. Not within the last 20 years. Florida State's been on the map.
I would say the last 10 years. I mean, they won a national championship in 2010. So,
yeah.
You know why? You know what? Florida State is in demise after guess who? Alabama. Do you remember that game? That week 1 game? It was. No. I think my sophomore year, they played Alabama week 1. It was when they had DeAndre Francois, and he tore his ACL in that game. Do you remember that?
I do remember that.
It was a week 1. It was like the Chick-fil-A game or something like that. And ever
was that
since
coming
then,
right off James?
Torn ACL, they were never the same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was that coming right off James?
Maybe 1 year after
Yes, it was. It was.
Jameis.
It was off Jameis's second year.
All right, should we
All
move
right,
into
yeah,
the
so it
NFL?
was-
Make some
Yeah,
picks.
let's get into it, man. Let's go.
Yeah, we can.
The Dolphins are not playing this week, so we'll skip that game.
Dolphins get a bye. Yep.
Yeah, the Packers aren't playing either. Scrubs.
Packers also get a bye. Yes,
Yep,
'cause
yeah,
we're
I
really
mean-
talented.
I think they're the same team. I think quarterbacks identical, height wise especially.
Yeah.
All right, so Bills Colts. Smurs,
Bills by 14 points.
Bills by 14. Casey?
With Josh Allen's big swing and dick in there.
Yep.
I think it's gonna be closer than that. I think Josh Allen is still too hot and cold for me, for my taste. I think Bills by 7 probably. I think Jonathan Taylor, if they run the ball like they did, last week, if they actually use them correctly, I think this could be a close game just because there might not be as many possessions as the Bills had against, when they beat the shit out of the Dolphins really bad.
I got one question though. Do you think Jonathan Taylor is going to win Rookie of the Year in the AFC?
In the AFC? No. Herbert.
How is Herbert not going to win it?
Over Herbert?
Herbert, yeah.
Jonathan Taylor had a solid season, but
Jonathan
Yeah,
Taylor
they're
is
always
a
going to give it
leading
to
rusher.
the star
He was
quarterback.
a top 3 rusher in all of football.
Herbert broke a ton of rookie records this
In
year.
yards?
Herbert broke every rookie record.
Yeah,
didn't
he had an insane season. He's going to get the Rookie of the Year. All right, Brannigan, Colts, Bills.
I got Bills. They're hot. I don't think this will be a problem, especially at
Easy
home.
choice.
Yeah, I refuse to bet on Phillip Rivers in the playoffs.
And yeah, I was just about to say Phillip Rivers in the playoff. I was literally getting to it.
Yep, there's
Not
no
a
chance.
All
All
right,
right.
the Bills.
Steelers,
Yeah.
Browns.
No
Smurfs.
Rams Seahawks. Come on. Go on.
You want to go across?
I got you. I got the games and like the time they're playing.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Oh,
Yeah.
I like that. Yeah, give me time slots.
Rams Seahawks 340 on Fox.
Is Goff healthy? Do we know?
No, I don't think so. I thought the backup starting.
Oh, then it's gonna be
Goff
a
is
14-point game.
Goff
At
is
least.
out. Goff is out, and it's only a 3.5 point spread.
That is crazy. The Seahawks have fallen off hard though. I'm not scared of the Seahawks.
I would literally call this game a tie, just knowing how this division is. Every
Yeah.
time these teams play each other, I can never tell if either of them are good. But I'll give the Seahawks the edge.
Yeah. I picked the Hawks in a money pool. I gotta go Hawks probably by 3 to 7.
I would take Hawks and under.
Yep. Seahawks, no chance. You can't have a freak like that on the outside.
I do think it will be low scoring though.
Yeah. I mean, if anybody on the Rams, actually, I would love to see this game. This is a great game. They should just play it shirtless. Have you seen Aaron Donald shirtless and DK Metcalf shirtless?
Incredible.
The
Adonis.
viewership would be through the roof if you played and you don't even have to see Jared Goff's pasty body ruining it.
Yeah.
Maybe you get Sean McVay, pop the shirt off,
Yeah.
I think that would be a great idea.
Perfect opportunity for some body oil company to step into, maybe get a game
For sure.
sponsorship, late game, rub
For
them
sure.
down, get them
Yep.
out there.
You're telling me ESPN would not make a ton of money on you have DK Metcalf scoring a touchdown shirtless, all oiled up. Somebody comes in, give him a nice congratulations spanking. I'll tell you what, people are tuning into that one. No
Yeah.
doubt in my mind.
Yep.
Tampa Bay, Washington. Oh, Brandon, you said Seahawks, right?
Yes.
Tampa Bay, Washington, and the nightcap 7:15 NBC 8-point spread to Tampa Bay.
I think that's going to be a 3 touchdown game. I don't think it's going to be close. I know
I
Washington.
agree, but I'm rooting for the football team so hard. I love the Washington story, and I also think that Chase Young is a phenom. I agree with the 3 touchdowns. The Buccaneers will probably beat them pretty badly, but I'm all here for the football team.
Yeah, it's cool that Alex Smith is back playing, but at the same time, I'm honestly scared every time I see him on the field. I mean, after seeing the pictures of his leg look like a question mark on that surgery table, it's like I don't even want to see him out there, to be honest. I hope they move off of him after this year and find somebody else just for his health.
Yep.
Keep
Sure, yeah.
him as a
Probably will.
backup. Don't
Yep.
have to keep
Pay him the
paying
same
him.
amount of money.
Yeah,
Figure
but
out a
just
way
don't
where
play him.
figure out a way where he doesn't like affect the cap. Like call it like the Alex Smith rule. Like you figure out a way that you can pick one guy on the team and he's like, he's like the guy on the team. He's almost like a glorified water boy that doesn't
Yeah.
count for the cap, but you
Udonis
still pay him like,
Haslam.
yeah,
Let him be.
right.
Let him be Udonis Haslam. He could probably
Like
be
he's
a good
Paul
coach.
Gasol when the Bucks signed him. Like, are we really gonna come on, guys? But
Yeah.
then still give him like a good contract because he deserves it.
Agreed.
But
I'm with Brandon. I really want to take Washington, but every ounce of my body is saying this game is just not going to be close.
yeah, I'm
I
not
don't-
gonna pick. Don't pick against Tom Brady till he gives you a reason to.
I don't see it. That's gonna be my biggest blowout of the playoffs. I think, at least this first wild card round. I think that's gonna be a trouncing.
I actually don't agree with that.
I believe Mike Evans will probably be out for the playoffs.
He is.
That's
with
fine
his
because he
knee.
has like 3 other number 1
So
receivers.
you know what? I think AB will have a good playoffs. It'll be a little resurgence for him.
Yeah.
And Tom loves throwing to him, so
Yeah,
I
they're
can see it.
buddies.
I don't know. Maybe I'm too high in the Buccaneers, but I'm honestly the most scared of them going through. As a Packers fan, I'm most scared of the Bucks. In that
wonder why.
entire NFC bracket for sure, not including AFC teams.
Yep.
All right, Ravens Titans. That's a good one. Ravens 4-point favorites.
Casey?
I'm rocking with Tannehill. I think they beat him again.
I think they beat him again.
Yep, and then all the takes is Lamar Jackson the future? Can he win a playoff game? I'm here for it. I can't wait. Derrick Henry 152 touchdowns.
Ravens and the points.
Yeah, I'm taking the Ravens, no doubt.
That's my only underdog pick. I think.
I just think
guess
the Titans are
Buccaneers
just bad.
but
The Titans are just not that good.
Yeah.
And the Ravens are like, I think it's gonna be a close game, but like the Titans score a ton of points, and you would think it's like, oh wow, this team is a defensive team, and like they're terrible on defense. This game could have a combined rushing yards of like 630.
Yeah.
you don't think Vrabel can scheme something
Definitely.
up, Cal? You're not confident in him to at least stuff the box well enough. I mean, because they're obviously it's obvious now that teams save looks for Lamar in the regular season if they think they're going to play him in the playoffs. I don't think there's any way you can doubt that now. I mean, maybe Lamar saw him last year, so they can kind of pick up on some of the things that they struggled with last time. But I'm just not confident until if he beats them and he beats the Titans handily. I don't know if you can pick against the Ravens from the rest of the postseason on against maybe the Chiefs.
Yeah.
All you have to do with the Ravens is make them throw to beat you.
He can't throw you outside. He hasn't proven
if they throw the ball and they beat you, okay, they're the better team, but you can't let them run over you and win.
Yeah.
And I think the Titans will be ready for that.
And
Maybe.
Again.
And honestly, his receivers aren't that good. He has Mark Andrews. Who's his number one? Marquise Brown.
Yeah.
And
Hollywood.
even him, 5'8". You know, Dez isn't the number one anymore. He's an old fucking washed up fart, man.
Yeah. Whatever. So is Joe Burrow. So get off it.
No, Joe Burrow's not washed up. He is old, and he does have one leg.
He turns 36 next year?
Yeah.
Brandy's never been a Burrow guy because he's upset that Burrow actually laid his wiener on the table for the entire SEC season last year. But
I do give him that was probably the best quarterback season ever.
I'm taking Burrow over Herbert. Not anymore because of the injury. I don't think he can come back from that, man. I really don't. Not the same. Because part of his thing was that he's so mobile, former all-state basketball player. But when you get an injury like that, same thing for Dak. It's like
Burrow couldn't slide. He couldn't figure it out.
Yeah, I don't think it's that hard. That's a biggest pet peeve of quarterbacks is literally just drop on your ass and you won't get speared.
Clean hit too.
I don't know. What's the last game? Steelers Browns?
No, there's 2 more games. Bears Saints.
Oh, the Nickelodeon game, huh? That's gonna be a clown show.
This game is embarrassing. I feel bad for all Bears fans everywhere. I hope they lose, and I hope they lose by a lot because I hope they have a terrible season and a terrible day. But when's the point? I did I did appreciate people finally came full circle on Mitch Trubisky. I'm excited that he is no longer blindly hated for not being amazing. He's the number 2 pick, right? Should he have been better? Yes. Should he have been the number 2 pick though? No. Like, that's the Bears' fault. They traded up to go get a player who wasn't good enough because they wanted a quarterback, and it turns out wasn't the guy. So then you replace him with Nick Foles, and then you figure out Nick Foles is the exact same talent as Mitch Trubisky. They just do different things. And then you go back to Mitch Trubisky when you figure, like, go look at the stats. They're almost identical stats. Like, Mitch Trubisky had a better season than Nick Foles, but Nick Foles won a Super Bowl because he won 4 games 5 fucking years ago. And suddenly Nick Foles is a better quarterback. That's just not true. Mitch Trubisky's better looking. He's more mobile, and the Bears just aren't that good.
Yeah.
Like, this isn't his fault. Would I resign him? No. But you're telling me Nick Foles couldn't win a starting job in Jacksonville, and I'm supposed to believe that he is better than Mitch Trubisky? At least give me a little sex appeal and sell some tickets and start Mitch Trubisky.
Yeah.
I don't understand how you could say that argument and not be able to plug Tua and Ryan Fitzpatrick into that same argument.
That's my point. They're not that good. Like, you have a backup quarterback starting in the NFL.
Yeah.
You're not going to win games. That's
My
a bad choice.
issue with that is that most of the Dolphins fans put Ryan Fitz back in. Well, this is his 8th team.
Come on, at least he's cool.
Yeah, he's got a nice beard.
That
That face mask, bro.
Nothing says sex appeal like a 40-year-old quarterback who can't find a home.
I bet there's a lot of moms tuning in being like, you know what? I'd let that guy give me a nice, drive around.
The only good looks he's ever had is when he wore Deshaun Jackson's outfit. After that, back to your
Yep, that's a lot of big dick energy. You have to respect a man that does
Nike
that.
dad shoes. Nope.
Yeah, but
that can be
doesn't
both.
Tua wear flower necklaces to his draft party and
It's
look
his
like an
heritage,
absolute
right?
tool?
It's his heritage. Don't hate on it. So
Yeah,
does
don't
I mean,
hate on it.
eventually,
Marcus Mariota.
How is he?
You can't. If you're Hawaiian and you're Samoan, you're only good at professional wrestling. You might as well not even do anything else.
And acting.
Their O-linemen are pretty good. And
Get a sweet shoulder tattoo and fly off the top rope. Leave the quarterback play to more gifted athletes.
I was gonna say, watch what you say there. I really do want the Bears to win so that they can come to Lambeau and we don't have to play the Buccaneers next round.
Oh, that
But
would
it's
be
not
big.
gonna
for you
happen.
The
guys.
Bears just aren't going to – who do they even play? I don't know who they
You know
play.
what?
They're going to
Can I-
lose. Saints.
Can I give
They're
my
gonna
Bears
lose.
take?
Sure.
I think that the Saints will win, but I'm tempted to take the Bears plus 9.5 because you know why?
Wrong.
That's an insane
I would
spread.
love for the Bears to lose their playoff game on a missed field goal.
Oh, yes.
That's-
Yes.
I
Yep.
think that if they lost on a missed field goal, that would be the most Bears move. And also the Saints, I could see them just coming out like sloppy as hell, like they do, and just scrapping one together on a missed field goal. And I don't even know who their kicker is right now, but
I would love to
I would love
see
it.
I would love to see them have an opportunity to kick the field goal. Minute and a half left. You're down 2. It's a 45-yard field goal, and they go for it, and they don't get it. That would probably make my day more.
any of these scenarios. That's why I think
Yeah.
Saints will win, but I would love a Bears cover because of something like this happening.
Yeah.
I don't think there's any way the Bears don't cover that spread. I'm going to be completely honest.
The Bears?
I think they're going to cover that 9 point. I mean,
It's 9.5, yeah.
That's
I
a
think
ton in
how
an
blow up than the Buccaneers game's gonna be.
That's an
No
NFL
way.
playoff game. Like, that's still a ton of points.
you have to remember that Drew Brees is not the same quarterback. He's a
Under
shell of
6 feet.
himself.
Yep.
He's a shell of himself.
Yes,
And the Bears-
and Michael Thomas.
You're
And their
Michael
defense
Thomas had a
is
terrible
insane.
season.
glorified slot receiver. It's
And their defense is playing insane right now. You are so dumb if you think Mitchell Trubisky is going to carve up that defense in New Orleans.
I don't think he's going to carve. I don't think Brees is going to score that many points.
Yeah, there might not be
They're
enough
gonna put up 30
possessions.
points.
I don't think it's going to be I think maybe 2013. I don't think it's going to be a blowout. I don't think the Saints can score that many points. I mean, yeah, you got Kamara, but the Bears have some good linebackers still, some good pressure off the edge.
I don't
mean-
think the Buccaneers are going to score that many points.
I think you're underestimating Tom Brady. I mean, how many times does he have to prove you guys wrong?
I don't
He's a
know.
goat for a
He hasn't
reason.
had Bill Belichick, so
I mean, it doesn't. I think that's been proven. I mean, yes, Cam does stink, but I don't know. I don't think there's any way they don't 9.5. That's insane. That's
Saints cover easy.
I hope they do. I really do hope that the Bears get shit on, but I don't see it happening.
All right,
Whatever.
Smurfs, what's the last game?
Pittsburgh or Cleveland at Pittsburgh.
Steelers, Browns.
Browns taking it. Browns money line. Browns 6-point dogs. Browns money line. Their whole team's healthy. Their money line.
Do we know who got COVID on their team?
No one.
Coach.
They all tested negative. Their coach tested
They all
positive.
tested negative. Wow.
Oh, nice.
Wow. I got Browns there too.
Browns money line. Not just to cover, money line.
Brad?
Oh, me? All right. I have the Steelers, and I'll tell you why. Because,
Nope.
first of all,
Let
I
me
think
tell you
they're
why.
a lot better coached. Also, this is a division game, and the Browns just beat the Steelers with their backup quarterback in. And I saw a little bit of that side of Twitter, and I think that I think the Steelers will come back in with a chip on their shoulder, and they will say, wait a minute, Browns, you're still the Browns. We're still the Steelers.
Yeah.
This is how it's going to go, and it is going to be an easy Steelers win.
That's true.
I think Baker's first playoff game is going to go very rough. I think he'll either have a few fumbles or a few picks, and they're not going to be able to move the ball. Don't forget that's still top in the league.
I forgot that that there was a little off week for Big Ben there. If they shoot him up with some cortisone and send him out there, I think they're probably going to take it. I'm going to switch.
They sat Big Ben, and the Browns won by 2. So
Yep.
I would like to think that Big Ben is a little more than a 2-point swing.
I want the Browns to win. Don't get me wrong. I would love for the Browns to win, but I mean, you're winning to pretty much go play the Chiefs and get smashed by either team.
And the Browns just beat the Steelers, and they were all on Instagram making fun of Juju's TikToks and shit. You know what I mean? They're gonna come out. They're gonna remind the Browns who they are.
Yeah, it's
That's
the playoffs.
my take.
Yeah, I'm not gonna trust the Browns in the playoffs versus the Steelers.
Not a chance.
Yeah.
Think about the whole Browns. I'm not gonna trust Baker in the playoffs against Big Ben.
Yeah, never even made it.
No way.
Are you a Baker? Are you guys Baker guys?
Yeah, 100%.
Fine.
I have no issue with them, but for this
Basically,
game,
big Colin Coward guy. Guarantee you're not a Baker fan.
See, that's the only time I differ from the Messiah of sports takes, Colin Coward. I do like Baker. I think he's going to be, I don't know, not like a MVP caliber quarterback, but I can see him putting up pretty big numbers later on in his career for sure.
Franchises go to die when you re-sign guys like that because he's going to be a quarterback and he's going to demand big money. And the Browns will be stuck with him. It's going to be a real Kirk Cousins situation in Minnesota, and you're just going to be like, fuck, that was a bad choice. Remember that one playoff win we had 4 years ago? That's what he's going to be.
When Aaron Rodgers was hurt and the Florida's only had the playoffs, yeah.
So basically you're saying that you want, I mean, obviously the Colts move on from a quarterback. Then by your standards, Kyle, the Steelers should move on, the Browns should move on, the Titans should move on. Maybe the Ravens, because Lamar can't prove he can throw a ball in the playoffs.
Well, you got to remember Lamar's still younger than Joe Burrow.
Yep.
Yeah, I wouldn't say that. I think Lamar's great.
The Bengals should move on.
I'm saying, like, don't waste my time. Like, there's no point in having a mediocre quarterback. Or if you're gonna have a mediocre quarterback, go sign Teddy Bridgewater. Go sign Alex Smith.
I don't think he's mediocre. I don't think he is. I think he's.
I think
you're telling me he can't be a top 10 quarterback. I think he has a better arm than people give him credit for. I really think he does.
I agree.
He's not a top, like, he's gonna get paid like a top 10-5 quarterback, and he's not a top 10-5 quarterback. And franchises that do that historically are terrible.
He's not a top 10 quarterback right now.
Dak Prescott's gonna get paid out the ass, and all of a sudden, like, the Cowboys are gonna be terrible. You can't pay everybody, and so if you're not gonna pay your actual players that make him good, and you're going to pay him, you're going to be like, this guy sucks. What the fuck were we doing? And then it's going to turn out that he's not over 6 feet tall, and you're not going to win any playoff games.
Pre-injury, I would have paid Dak for sure. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Fine.
There's a lot of problems in Dallas. All right, well, let's wrap this up. Casey, I want to get your take on who's going to be the Super Bowl matchup and then who's going to win it.
Super Bowl matchup.
Brandon and KB went Packers Chiefs. I went Packers Browns.
I got to go with the Packers. I think we match up really well with everybody. We've already beaten the Saints at full strength. I mean, maybe they were missing Thomas, but I don't think Michael Thomas is that much of an X factor player for them. I think
I had him on fantasy. He was terrible, an absolutely terrible player.
I'm gonna go Packers Bills.
Oh, I like that.
I'm here for the. I actually, yeah, I would love to see that.
That would be a rowdy fan base game.
I think that would be a sweet
yeah, it would. In the cold too. Oh, actually, it's neutral site. Where's the Super Bowl being
Tampa Bay
played this year?
That's a big vacation.
Ooh.
That's a big vacation trip.
I would love to see that cold game. I would love to see that cold game.
Is that not scary for the Packers though? The Super Bowl being in Tampa Bay and Tom having something to prove. I don't want to match up with them. I hope that they get taken out. But
I hope that's what I'm saying. I hope the Bears win. So we have to play the Bears.
The Bears. I'm rooting for the Bears in that game. I mean, I'd love to see them get blown out, but I mean that's such an easy matchup for us to move on to the championship game there.
Yeah.
Bran? Whatever.
I'm still sticking with Packers and still sticking with Chiefs.
Packers Bills. I'm with Casey.
Yep. Packers Chiefs. Way too much talent.
Yeah.
Pick the two best quarterbacks and the two best teams.
Even if Bills Chiefs went to a shootout, I'm still taking Chiefs.
Yeah, like I'm not going to bet against them.
I mean, if I had $1,000 to put down and I was going to put it down on a matchup that I think was going to happen, I think it would be
Buccaneers Chiefs.
It might be Chiefs Bucks. Honestly, what I want to see is Packers Bills, because I don't need Mahomes to get 2 Super Bowls already and have people think he's better than Rodgers was in his prime, because I don't know if he is yet. Yeah, I don't want to hear that.
I agree with you there. Mahomes is definitely a phenom, but let's slow our roll on the greatness.
Yeah, let's make him at least have 5 years.
I don't want to see that
of his NFL career. Yeah,
I don't want to see a guy. I don't want to see a guy of what 4 years in talks with guys that have been doing it for 12. I don't want to hear it.
Yeah, I think the Packers match up pretty well with the Chiefs and the Bills. I think if the Ravens make it, I don't see us being within 14 points.
Yeah.
That is a bad matchup because mobile quarterbacks in the playoffs will shit down our necks.
Yep.
Yeah. Been proven.
The Packers defense likes to live in 2010. We're going to see a read option and we will be confused. We're going to be like, what happened? I thought the running back had the ball and Lamar Jackson's going to run all over us. And then we're going to be like, well, I guess they figured it out. We can't stop this.
Oh, no.
Could you just put an extra linebacker
wait a minute. He did have the ball. The running back did have it. Lamar.
If I was
all 3 of the running backs are getting the ball this game.
If I was a Ravens fan, I'd have every Lamar jersey, I think. He's got to be so fun to watch on a weekly basis.
Yeah.
But
being an outside
team,
he looks fresh in a Ravens jersey.
Yeah, I think everybody does. Hot take right here. Best unis in the NFL. Everybody give me your pick.
Chargers.
Oh, that's pretty good. Top.
Okay.
I'm taking my own fins. I'm taking my fins for top.
I love the fins. Cal, who do you got?
Falcons.
Top unis NFL.
Falcons.
The Falcons?
I was a huge Michael Vick guy.
I love the red and black too. I think it's a good combo.
Yeah, my parents grabbed my Michael Vick jersey and threw it away for some mysterious
reason. Mine did too. My mom told me she has no clue where it is, but I know she threw it away.
At least you got rid of it though, right? I mean, the only lefty quarterback in the NFL. I'm running around the backyard. I come back in. All of a sudden, Mom, where's my Michael Vick jersey? She says, "What Michael Vick jersey?" I had a Mike. I'm not crazy. I had a Michael Vick.
Yeah, Mom, I put it in my drawer. Oh, must have got put in Goodwill.
Actually, not allegedly. Thanks. Convicted in court wise, it's a bad look, sure, but
call me crazy. Browns helmets, brown tops, orange pants is the best look in the NFL right now.
All right, yeah. Let's go to the Bachelor. I'm not gonna respond to that. That's
incredible. Oh, come
That's
on.
Insane.
Come on. Okay. If we're going by strictly uniform combo, I got the Saints all whites, all white color rushes.
Ooh, yeah.
All the
Yeah,
all
like
whites
gold.
look great. No, I mean like you can't pick like alternates.
But the old
Okay.
school Charger look.
I'm taking the Browns or the Rams. Honestly, the unis I like to see the most. You get
Yeah, I like the Rams.
You get the
Browns are
Rams
ridiculous.
in the bone grays. Like
I like the Vikings all purple. I do like that.
I like the Vikings. I think the Packers are one of my least favorite unis in the NFL because I don't like the green and gold combo. I get you'll never change them, never ever.
Yeah,
But
why
at the
change
same
what
time,
we've won for so many years? You know?
No, it's like it's ugly. It's just like not aesthetically pleasing, but I do love the green and gold, but no, it is not really cool.
no.
You know, it's like historical.
see, the Packers, why are they going away from wearing the all whites? Wear the all whites 2-3 times a year.
Yep.
Honestly, wear them at home once for a cool, whiteout night, and then wear them twice on the road. Those were such a nice color. I mean, they're not gaudy by any means. It's literally switching the yellow pants one time, and I don't know.
Here's the thing. We'd rather go at home and wear the blue jerseys, the brown helmets, the brown pants. And
Those are
like
the
sickening.
It looked terrible for
Those
60
are
minutes.
the worst uniforms in the NFL.
Yeah.
The worst uniforms and I can't stand people that buy those jerseys. I can't stand it.
Yep. They're easily the worst.
Those are so ugly. And people are like, this is historical. I'm going to buy it. If you want a historical jersey, buy a regular Packers jersey. You don't need to then make it even more ugly. That would be like if I went out back, took a white t-shirt, took a huge shit on it, and just put it on. That's what those jerseys look like. That is how terrible those jerseys look.
And like the kind of light brown pants, just very visible ass and ball sweat the entirety of the game.
But at least none of the pants match any part of the helmet because that is just pure yellow.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's the best part is that it matches horribly.
Yeah. All right, let's go on. Let's have a short national conversation. There wasn't much that happened. It was first impressions, a lot of weird first impressions, crazy ones. Maybe let's hear your favorite first impression. We'll go to Casey and Brian. We'll skip you since you don't watch it.
Well, my first impression of the guy Matt Jones. Yeah.
He's tall.
Yeah, guy's huge. Great body. I think he's good looking, but I thought there could be somebody better looking, and then they said he was like 6'3", 6'4". So now he's probably like a 12 out of 10 on the attractiveness scale. Girls wise, the girl in the goat shoes, I don't even know how to say her name.
Cenah.
Yeah, however you say that one.
John Cena?
I thought yes, John Cena. I thought she was the best one. I don't know if she got a rose. She might have been sent home. I thought she was the best one. And it was really disappointing for her to not get more screen time. I thought she could have been really normal too. I always like the people that are normal. Other than that, Kayla, the girl with the pickup truck, she's up there in the top 3. Again, incredible looking. And always, if you do something that is somewhat fun, more than there's like the first 3 people that stood there with their hands out and were like, I can't wait to do this with you. Done. Get them off the show. Okay. I'm here to watch for entertainment. I'm not here for you to find love.
Yeah.
Third is probably, I couldn't decide between Lauren or MJ. MJ is very hit or miss because she has like the hair. I can't tell if she is crazy. Like, I can't tell if she is just like super weird or not. It's like the hair screams really hit or miss. She could be super cool or super weird. I don't know.
Yeah.
So she's like bordering on it. Or Lauren. And I don't really have any fun things about Lauren. I just thought she was one of the better looking ones.
Who's Vibrator Girl? Vibrator Girl was?
Which one is it? I just saw her.
Vibrator Girl seems like the kind of girl you want to like hang out with, but like I'm not really sure if that's the girl I want to like date. If I go up to if I go to a bar and she's there, I think she'd be really fun to talk to, but I really don't think like I want to talk to her every single day for the rest of my life. That seems like it's going to get exhausting.
Yeah, I don't know. I liked MJ. I liked Abigail. And then my last one was the truck girl, Kayla. I think Kayla was like nice. She like took everything out of her hometown, had like the sweet tea. She brought everything she had right into that first one to get a connection. And obviously, it was there right away, so he kept her. I think that's just going to help her and move the connection along because they are both from North Carolina. That's just me.
Casey?
I tell you what, I think right now you can pencil Abigail in for a Final Three appearance. I think you can. You might as well write it in pen that she's going to at least make the Final Three.
I like that.
You guys think so? I don't think, just from publicity's sake, that they can afford to let her go no matter what Matt says anywhere earlier than that.
Victoria?
Maybe,
Yeah, Victor. Okay.
No, Abigail.
Deaf girl?
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, she seems really cool and stuff too, but at the same time, it's just, you never know what's going through Matt's head. How much does TV play? How much does real life play? I'm with Kyle. I think MJ. I think the hair is going to be a hit with Matt. I think that's going to keep her on the show. And my dark horse is Kit. I mean, she comes up in the Bentley truck, and
Bentley.
Honestly, I was she's kind of like who was the guy? Was it Barnett on the Bachelorette?
Bennett.
That's who it was. I mean, she's kind of the female Bennett.
A little bit.
Entrepreneur.
Yep.
You could tell she's a little high class. I don't think she gets let go anywhere.
No. She definitely she's going to play the game really well. She's going to be in there for a while.
I think besides that, maybe Mari, the marketing director, 24. I thought she looked really nice. I think that's going to play some points as well. She really nice skin tone. Kit's a little white. She looks a little pale almost.
Mari?
And the feather, I like Mari. The feather dress didn't do anything for me for Kit. I think that could have been better. And how about that metallic green dress? That was just disgusting. Who was wearing that? Bree? And she seemed cool otherwise, but yeah, I don't know. Those are my picks. I'm a newbie to this show, but I mean, Bree and I got into it pretty heavily. The only person I really dislike is Victoria. Victoria almost made me want to turn it off.
Yeah.
Victoria will be a top 10 person. She's going to be a top 10. She's going to be a top 10.
Casey, here's the thing about the Bachelor and the Bachelorette is they always have that person that after they get everyone to absolutely hate, and they have the producers have that girl be singled out. And I don't know if it's just for TV's sake or if it's actually in real life that they will just throw them in.
I'm sure it's for TV.
Every single scenario. And it makes you as a viewer, as a male, want to turn it off. But it makes, females just go crazy. Like, oh no.
I'm super into it. I get super into it. I like it.
I'm excited. I'm excited for this year. I'm excited
really
to
stir the pot, dude.
Yeah, I'm all for the conflict, 100%. But that honesty might be a little bit overdone for me.
They did it too much. That's very in your face. Yes. Like, I'm clearly trying to get under people's skin. Yeah, it's just lazy.
At least give her a professional career. At least make me believe. Give her any job title besides queen. Right. And I could be like, okay, she's playing a gimmick. I can respect it at that point, like playing a heel in wrestling. But if you're going to go out and just say your job is just being a queen, you've lost. I guarantee she's not the rightful heir to any throne. That's it. I'm gone. I just watched Game of Thrones. I know how it works. There's no way.
Yep. There's no way that she is in the bloodline. You can tell.
Yeah. But besides that, I mean, it's going to be interesting. I'm a big fan. Is it Mondays all the time though? Is it Mondays every week?
Yeah.
It's Mondays, and then sometimes if there's like a super long episodes, they'll have one on Monday, one on Tuesday.
Yeah.
And this year, so usually how it goes, Casey, usually goes Bachelor, and then in the fall it goes Bachelor, or it's usually winter to spring, it's Bachelor. End of summer to early September, October is Bachelorette, and then December and January is usually Bachelor in Paradise. So it's usually all these people who are on Bachelor and Bachelorette, they go to Mexico and they live in like a cabana or whatever, like a resort, and they see who finds love there. It's not like one guy, one girl. It's like 6 guys and 7 girls.
That's
And they do
sweet. I did not know that. That is
yeah,
sweet.
it's actually pretty cool. Like some of them
I
are
like
actually
that.
pretty cool. So
I like that.
alrighty.
No.
Well, I'm excited. We'll see what happens this week on Monday. Well, yeah, join us on YouTube. We'll drop it on Friday. I don't know why I'm saying that. Spotify, Apple Music, Good Pods. Follow us on Twitter. Thank you guys for listening. We appreciate it. Thank you, Casey.
Yeah,
Yeah,
thanks for having me on.
Somebody tell a friend to have more people on, because when the number goes up, it really makes my day.
Yeah.
It brings me a nice spring in my step.
Yeah, it makes our day. Makes all of our days, you know, it makes our weeks a little better.
Great having you, Casey. Good to see you again.
Yep. Good talking to you, Brandy. All right. See you guys.